Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Grace Regatta Complex on home of Babe Ruth for Catholic Central League softball. St. Mary's making it back-to-back. They played Concord Carlisle here last night. Now they're taking on Spellman. Frank Rulli on the mound. Had a great game last night. Before he struck out 9 in 4 innings and then took a seat. Taylor Dolan, the center fielder, is the hitter for Spellman as we're underway. Up and in for a ball. And the umpire is disguising his call, so I can't tell what the count is. She started to his first base, so it must be 3-2 now. Foul tip, held on to, nice job by Roma Braid. I have to say Roma Braid because her relative next to me will be all over me if I don't. Avery Bonds, the pitcher, is the hitter. In for a strike, I think. St. Mary's wearing their second set of uniforms. The top is the same. Last night, in the game last night, they wore blue pants. Tonight, they're all white. To show you how difficult things are in this day and age, I'm looking over to my left at the Babe Ruth baseball, where a lot of the Lynn teams played until Fraser Field was fully renovated. Lynn Classical is practicing over there. And the reason I bring that up, hit foul, is because they're not supposed to be practicing. They're supposed to be playing against Masco at Fraser Field. Masco called and said, we can't get there. We can't get a bus. You think it's easy? Wide for a ball. So it's pitcher against pitcher here. Spellman already in the tournament. St. Mary's already in the tournament. Fouled off Roma Braid. She missed it. She didn't foul it. And it gets thrown away at first base. It went off the chest protector. Braid went to the backstop. The throw to first was high. So the error on the throw, not mentioning any names.
Say it. Gotta say it.
2 strikeouts for Frank Woolley. But Spellman has a runner at first. Unless St. Mary's turns a double play, Spellman's going to get 4 outs. Foul tip, held on to by Braid. That might be the first error that I've seen Braid make. She's outstanding behind the plate. She set up outside. Frank Woolley put it right there. This is Ava Loud, the shortstop, swung right through it. Just wide for a ball. It's foul off the backstop. Gorgeous day. It's up in the 80s. A little bit of a breeze to make it comfortable. Blue skies. There were some clouds, but they've drifted away. After we had that horrible weather, rain and cold, and high for a ball. Swing and a miss. She gets her third strikeout. But there's only 2 outs. Rosalind Quinn, the catcher, will be the hitter. A little bit of a trip for Spellman to get here. In for a strike. Popped up, it's going to go out of play over the St. Mary's dugout. Low for a ball. Hit foul to the backstop. Down and in for a ball. Few fans here for this early Tuesday afternoon start. Hit foul again. Quinn hanging around. Get another foul. Rosalind Quinn forcing Anna Franguli to throw some pitches. Hit in the air, that's going to go foul. Almost hit the car coming in. This is an outstanding at bat by Rosalind Quinn, whatever she does.
Actually, Brooke, I don't mind the uniform.
They look good.
That one rolled all the way in.
Coming from, did he get to go to Boston?
So Quinn really making Franguli work. Who's going to blink first? Another foul. She's fouled off 8 or 10 pitches. Hit in the air, backing up just to the edge of the grass. Michaela Walker picks the pop-up, so Quinn really made Franguli work, but Franguli finally gets her on the pop-up. So Franguli has to face 4 hitters to get 3 strikeouts. Spellman got 4 outs. And St. Mary's will have a chance to get on the board first. It'll be Ashante Padilla. third baseman leading off. She had a big night last night with 3 doubles. Brooke Maloney will play center field and bat second. Pitching and batting third, Anna Franguli. Laurie Surreal, the left fielder, will hit in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing second base, Michaela Walker. The catcher, Roma Breed, will hit number 6. Riley Williams is the designated player hitting for the shortstop, Eliza Korean Oviedo. Riley will hit 7th. Playing first and batting 8th, Angie Catino, the outstanding goaltender for the ladies Spartan hockey team. And bringing up the tail end of the batting order, playing right field, batting number 9, is Riley Zukas. St. Mary's 13-1. We mentioned Spellman 11-5. Both are in the tournament. St. Mary's in Division 3. The last showing of the rankings, they were number 3. Avery Barnes on the mound for Spellman. By quick count, I just counted about 27 fans for an early Tuesday afternoon game. Shanti Padilla will look to get it started for the Lady Spartans. Mention what a game she had last night against Concord Carlisle. 3 rips for doubles. She spread it out. She hit one over the left fielder's head. She split the left fielder center fielder, and she hit it over the center fielder's head. If that first pitch is reachable, she'll offer. She's just up there to hit. She goes after that first pitch and fouls it off. Down and in for a ball. Barnes takes a little bit of time. Hit. Solidly hit, but right at the second baseman. She hit it well. Ella Frick made the play over the first baseman. Nastent. It'll bring up Brooke Maloney. High and tight for a ball. In for a strike. 1-1. Shotting up like she's going to bunt. Took it high and tight for a ball. Third baseman still hanging back. Punched it foul. 2-2 the count to the Spartan center fielder. Hits it in the left field for a base hit. Goes the other way with it. So the first hit of the game goes to Maloney and St. Mary's. And you got to worry about her running. She can fly. Fanguli, the pitcher, will be the hitter. Maloney takes off. Throw is high. She's in with a stolen base. If you get a viewer at second base, she lines up like she's running a 50-yard dash. She's all the way down. Her knees are almost on the ground. Her hands are touching. She straightens up as the pitch comes. Up and away for a ball. So Frank Woolley has got a chance to help herself with a runner in scoring position. Hit in a right center field for a base hit. Around first, she's going for two. They didn't throw it to second, they threw it home. Fanguli gets a double. She helps herself with an RBI. And St. Mary's jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Fanguli helped herself a couple of times last night. And she helps herself again tonight. Into right center field. She wasn't stopping. She went around the base. And they just threw it to the cutoff rather than throw it to second base. Laurie Surreal has got some big hits for St. Mary's this year. In for a strike. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. So the first strikeout was a swinging strikeout for Barnes. 2 away now with a runner at second for Michaela Walker, the second baseman. In for a strike. If the catcher stands up, I can't tell what the umpire's calling because he doesn't really, he just kind of bends his elbow. He doesn't really do anything emphatically. High for a ball. In for a strike. Good pitch on the corner. Goes the other way with it. Long run for the right field. It gets over by the line and makes the play. So St. Mary's is down, but they get a run. The big hit, Maloney, the big stolen base, and the pitcher, Franguli, helps herself with a base hit. And St. Mary's has jumped out on front. It's St. Mary's 1, Spellman nothing at the end of 1. 5, 6, and 7 for Spellman as we start the second inning. Peyton Dambra, the third baseman, or Diambra, the third baseman, will lead it off. That wind picks up, blowing pretty good as the sun kind of sneaks away. In for a strike. Hit to the backstop. Quickly 2 strikes. She was stepping away. She was almost taking a backward step to the St. Mary's dugout when she swung it down and hit it off the fence that protects the Spellman dugout. Taking a big step backwards. Just got a piece and stays alive. Strike 3 call, good pitch. Hope Dempsey, the left field. I hope I'm getting some of these names right. The lineup for Spellman was kind of difficult to read. Nice, the button fouls it off. I'm not sure what they're called. They're sending, it might be Denise. I think they're calling interference on the catcher. Years ago, that used to be a base hit. Now it's an error on the catcher. Ava Nastent, the first baseman, is the hitter. Swing and a miss. So as in the first inning, Spellman's got a runner on with 1 out. Reaching rather wackily. First inning was a strikeout. The ball was thrown away at first base. Now it's interference on the catcher. I'm not sure what he called it. It looked like he was calling strike 3, walking away. I don't know if he called it a strike, foul tip. That is strike 3. Ella Frick, the second baseman, will be the hitter. 2 outs, a runner at first. In for a strike. Umpire just barely bends his elbow when he calls a strike, and the catcher sometimes blocks his arm if they stand up. So it's hard to tell what the count is. That's in for a strike. 1-2. And that's strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning, all of them called third strikes. The error on the catcher. Put the runner at first. They leave the runner at first again. Last night, Ranguli had 9 strikeouts in 4 innings. She's got 6 in the first 2. She struck out 3 in the first, but 1 reached. She struck out 3 here. So we'll move into the bottom of the second inning. It'll be 6, 7, 8. Roma Braid, Riley Williams, Angie Catino. The 3 hitters to face Avery Barnes, who'll be starting her second inning of work. St. Mary's will be home here with English, Classical, and Swampscott on the final weekend. Saturday, doubleheader Saturday night. Doubleheader starting, I believe, 11 o'clock on Sunday in the annual John Holland Memorial Tournament. And at the same time, the same 4 teams in boys baseball will be having the second annual Dougie Mullins Tournament at newly renovated Frazier Field. That will be on Friday evening, a doubleheader, and then Saturday starting early around 11 o'clock. So Roma Braid, the catcher, will step in and we'll start the second inning. Pitching low, that one looked like it bounced off the umpire. Down and in, 2-0. Pitching for ball 3. She'll take a long look at this pitch. In for a strike. And she'll still be fussy here. With the count 3-1. Swing and a miss. So Barnes coming back after being down 3-0. Runs the count to 3-2. Hit by the pitcher to the second base bag. Braid will get a base hit. Hit it right through the pitcher, right, almost hit the second base bag. Shortstop went over trying. All she could do was stop it from going in the outfield. Riley Williams is the designated player. She's hitting for the shortstop, Eliza Crean Avito. And they're going to have a runner. I'm guessing it's Prezioso. Riley Williams take turns with Catino playing first base. And when she's not playing first, she's DHing. Well, designated player, I should say. In for a strike. Not as quick to run with Brady as you would be with Brooke Maloney. Maloney can fly. Stolen base to help score the run. She stole second and scored on the base hit. High for a ball. Or I should say Prezioso, because she's the runner. In for a strike on the inside corner. Got a great pitch to run on. It was down in the dirt off the catcher. She was off and running. Tough play for Quinn. The pitch was in the dirt. She got the throw there, but had no chance to throw the runner out. And it's not Prezioso. It's Gabby Marichal. So it's Gabby Marichal pinch running. Hit foul. That might have gone off Williams' foot. She's flexing a little bit. So second inning in a row, maybe says a runner at second with one out. They get a big hit to score. Up and away for a ball. Way up and in. That's ball 4. First walk given up by either pitcher. Brings up Angie Catino. She's had a great career at St. Mary's. Softball, she's been very good. Hockey, she's been outstanding. Outstanding goaltender. On her way to play hockey in college. Conference on the mound with Spellman. Colleen Newby gets to talk to one base runner. Catino the hitter and the on-deck hitter. Meeting in the minds in the outfield for Spellman as well. So everybody going over game plans everywhere. 2 on, nobody out. An infield hit and a walk. Marichal running for Braid at second. Riley Williams at first. Here's Catino steps in. Let's see if St. Mary's trying to bunt them along. They call time. You might be able to see it on your screen. The wind is really picking up and they're blowing that dirt right across from first to third. Right in everybody's face. You're safe if you're in the Spellman dugout. It blows away from you. You're in the St. Mary's dugout. It blows right into your face. Takes the pitch low for a ball. Marichal was way off the bag at second base. Gets the bunt down. It's a fair ball. They can't get her. Safe at first. Got the bunt down. Looked like it was spinning. Had some English. It spun away. First baseman, third baseman, both trying to get it. By the time they did, made the throw. Katina was at first base. So 3 on with nobody out for Riley Zukas, the right fielder. Top of the order, Padilla on deck. In for a strike. So an infield hit, a walk, and a bunt single have lowered the bases for St. Mary's, leading 1-0 here in the second inning. Waved at that pitch quickly. It's 0-2. Goes the other way with it. Slices it past third. Hooked it foul. She goes the other way a lot, being left-handed, hitting it to the left side rather than the right side. So the count stays 0-2. Just outside for a ball. Low for a ball. Count evens at 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Well, the first out was a swinging strikeout. Second strikeout for Bonds. Padilla hit it right on the nose and hit it right to the second baseman. Should almost take that. She wants a base hit here, but should almost take that same out. It would bring the runner in from third. Instead, she hits a little pop-up. They almost turned a double play. Katina was almost too far off the bag. So she pops up to the second baseman on the first pitch. So now St. Mary's had the bases loaded and nobody out. Now it's bases loaded and 2 outs. Brooke Maloney is the difference in the game. She went the other way, shingled to left, stole second, and scored on Frank Woolley's double. Off the catcher, the run's going to score. They bounced it. You wonder why coaches get gray hair. Looked like they might get out of this with 2 outs. And now the first pitch is in the dirt, bounces. St. Mary's gets another run. And it makes it a little tougher on the defense, too, because with the bases loaded, they got to play at any base, even home plate, for the third and final out. Now, anything on the ground, they have to go to first. In for a strike. Hit to second. Frick, the second baseman, makes 2 plays, 1 put out, 1 assist. So St. Mary's got lucky there. The bases loaded and nobody out. Spellman almost got out of it. The wild pitch gives St. Mary's another run. So they had a run. So at the end of 2 innings, it's St. Mary's 2, Spellman nothing. We'll start the 3rd inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for Spellman. They've had 2 base runners, 1 in each inning. First one was a strikeout that reached when the throw got away from the first baseman too high. Second inning, a runner reached on an interference call. Isabella Rago, or Rago. Hopefully I get it right once. The right fielder will lead off. In for a strike. Pops the bunt up over the head of Bray to the backstop. It goes foul. I guess I'll call it Isabella Rago. Swing and a miss. 3rd straight inning, Franguli starts with a strikeout. 1 up, 1 down. Taylor Dolan, the center fielder, started the game striking out, swinging. Up and away for a ball. You might be able to hear that wind on as it blows through the microphone. It's really picked up. It's comfortable. It's not ice cold. But it's a pain in the neck blowing things all over the place. Down and away for a ball. Slices it foul the other way. The 2-1 pitch up and coming. That one's in the dirt. 3-1. And that's ball 4. First walk given up by Franguli. For the 3rd inning in a row, Spellman has a base runner with 1 out. Avery Barnes was one of those base runners. She struck out when the ball got away. The throw to first base was high, and off the glove of the first baseman, she reached first. In with a stolen base. Dolan beat the throw. Barnes, the pitch is squared like she's going to bunt. Just trying to protect the runner. So now they have their first runner in scoring position, Spellman. Down and in for a ball. Low for a ball. Hit foul out of play. Count goes 2-2.
Do you understand all that? Print it out, highlight it.
Up and away for a ball.
Oh no, it might be. That's if you pulled that off the website.
Strike 3 called. Yet another strikeout. Ava Loud struck out swinging. She's the shortstop. Swing and a miss. Up and away for a ball. So after an out, Dolan drew a walk, stole second, watched as Barnes struck out. And Gooley trying to get the third out. Leave Dolan at second base. Right back to the pitcher. Franguli makes the play. So she gets 2 strikeouts and an assist. She struck out 8. We got 9 putouts. Seven of them are strikeouts. She got 1 strikeout. She's got 8, but strikeout reached first base. So 9 putouts, 7 of them strikeouts. 1 a soft pop to second base. The other one, the pitcher gets an assist. So she's been involved in 8 of the 9 outs. It'll be the middle of the order for St. Mary's, 3, 4, and 5, as we start the bottom of the 3rd inning. Another long day here at the Grace Regato Field in Glasgow, with a game coming up after this, a makeup game squeezed in. We have to start squeezing these games in as we get closer to the end of the month. We're halfway through May. And we had that streak where we had a lot of rain, a lot of terrible weather. And this field is really tough if it rains. The Babe Ruth people, Rich Avey, the president, Dave Raymond, the groundskeeper, but they got a few others that do just a tremendous job down here. And I'm waiting for the local paper to do a story on Babe Ruth and what they do and how much they do and how much they help the community and what they do to help all the young men, young women here in the city. What was Babe Ruth? This year it was she beat it for a base hit. And Gooley's got her second hit. What it was this year, whether it was the Babe Ruth people that the league had started, or it was the high school teams that had to play baseball here for the first time with, again, Frazier Field being renovated. Babe Ruth has done a tremendous job to help these teams play their games. They get no notoriety and they don't get paid a nickel. It's all volunteer. In for a strike. You think somebody would say, let's do a little story here. Let's give them some credit. They don't cover the league during the summer. And Gooley got a good jump. She's in with a stolen base. St. Mary's likes to run, even with the pitcher. So for the third inning in a row, they have a runner in scoring position. Now they're coming out to check what problem with the mound. Or not the mound, I guess. Looks like it might be the shortstop. Loud when sliding in the second. She's flexing that ankle, and Nicole Gagnon. I thought it was Nicole Gagnon. It's Colleen Newby, the coach. So Loud's okay. Walked it off. And it was Nicole Gagnon, the trainer out there. What a great job she does for St. Mary's. Terrific young lady. Great mother. Surreal takes strike 3. Three strikeouts, 2 of them were Surreal. Mikhail Walker flied to right field. Right back to the pitcher. Barnes will make the play. 2-way, Fanguli winds up at third. Roma Braid got an infield hit. And Gabby Marichal, running for her, scored the second run to give St. Mary's a little more breathing room, leading it 2-0. Hit to short. Nice play by Loud, good throw. So St. Mary's gets a leadoff hit, a stolen base. They leave the runner at second. We've finished 3 in this Catholic Central League battle. St. Mary's 2, Cardinal Spellman nothing. 4, 5, and 6 for Spellman as we start the 4th inning. Rosalind Quinn popped to the second baseman. She's one of only 2 outs that is not a strikeout. Popped the second. The other out was a ground ball to the mound. In for strike, 1-1. Rosalind is the Spellman catcher. Hit high and deep and long and over the fence for a home run. Oh, it bounced. They were celebrating. No, it is a home run. She stopped at second base. I thought maybe I lost track of it, but she got all of that one and she drilled it. So the first hit for Spellman cuts the lead in half. One swing of the bat makes it 2-1. Tough to give up your first hit and it's a home run. That was a shot and a half. That was as high as it was deep. Peyton Diambra, the third baseman, was called out on strikes. So the first inning in 4 that Frank Woolley doesn't start it with a strikeout. Hit foul. Bazilic fielded it, straightened up to make the long throw, and then heard the umpire say foul ball. He flexed his right arm. I don't know if he was saying that was outside or if that was a strike. Swing and a miss. Stepping away, swings through it. One away. Hope Denise, she reached on the interference call on the catcher, which is an error. I mentioned years ago they used to call that a hit. But then somebody came up very appropriately and said, so if that's the only hit in the game, they lose a no-hitter because the catcher interfered, so they changed it around and made it an error on the catcher. Gets the bunt down, pushed it way too far. Frank Gooley with a nice play. That's her second assist. 2 away. Ava Nastent, the first baseman, called out on strikes. Popped up, goes out of play. Change up. We haven't seen that very often. Just started high, stayed high. Missing wide. Swing and a miss. She had 2 swings like she's trying to tie the game up and hit it over the fence. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. So Frank Gooley gets a couple more. She struck out 3 in the first, 1 reached. She struck out the side in the second, got 2 in the third, gets 2 more here in the fourth. She's got 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. But Spellman's making the game. They're back in it. They get a run on 1 base hit. It's a booming home run by Rosalind Quinn, the catcher. And just like that, Spellman cuts it in half. We're halfway through the ball game. Spellman's back in it now, trailing 2-1. And for St. Mary's, it'll be 7, 8, and 9. Riley Williams, Angie Catino, Riley Zukas.
Danny, what's up? All right, I talked to Mig about it. I let him know that you were going to talk to Mike and Steve about it.
Riley Williams drew a walk her first time up, made it as far as third base. Was then a strikeout, a pop-up. They had the bases loaded, nobody out. But then a strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground to the second. They were lucky. Bonds threw a wild pitch, and that's the difference in the game. The wild pitch scored, made it 2-1. Because Barnes got 3 straight outs with the bases loaded, nobody out, but the wild pitch scored the run.
All right. Get it signed and get it over. Have it signed.
Swing and a miss. Williams falls behind Barnes. Off-speed pitch, it just dropped low. Good pitch by Barnes. Williams laid off, it was over, but just missed. Missing low again, it bounces over to the St. Mary's dugout. So she was ahead of Williams, she got to come in with a pitch or put her on. Swing and a miss, she gets her. Fourth strikeout for Barnes. Catino's batting from the left side. She usually hits from the right side. Catino was the first baseman. That one bounced in the home plate. She batted right the last time and laid down a bunt and beat it out. Way up, almost hit her in the head. That was way up and in. I thought that was ball 4, but I guess it's ball 3. One of the pitches, it's hard. Again, the umpire is not very demonstrative with his strike calls. He's doing a good job. I'm not criticizing the work he's doing. It's just it's hard to tell what the count is because he's not emphatic on the strike call. Tries to bunt and fouls it off. Now she turns around and bats right-handed. So the payoff pitch up and coming to Catino. Hits it foul, out of play. The payoff pitch once again, up and coming. Hit to center field, right at the center fielder. She was moved over, playing almost like a left-handed hitter. She was over in right center field. Catino hit it well. Dole in the center fielder takes it away. So 2 up, 2 down. Riley Zucker struck out swinging. Her one trip. Swings through the pitch. Riley's one of those slappers. Pop foul over the St. Mary's dugout. Talk about those slappers where 2 strikes, you slap, it's not a bunt, so you're not out. They invented that many years ago, and Colleen Newbury, the St. Mary's coach, was the first. She was a right-handed hitter. They switched her around to lefty. And she had a great career. She won 4 championships at Fenwick as a player. She helped Fenwick win one as a coach. helped Bud Henry win one. So 2 strikeouts in the inning, 1-2-3 inning. Her first. We finished 4 in his Catholic Central League battle. St. Mary's at nose ahead. St. Mary's 2. Spellman 1 at the end of 4. Bottom 2 and then back to the top of the order for Spellman as we start the 5th inning. St. Mary's kicking to a 1-run lead. In for a strike. Off the pitcher's glove. Good hustle. Michaela Walker. It went on Franguli, almost died. Walker had to grab it quickly, and then Catino at first base made a nice pick on the ball in the dirt. So the play goes 1-4-3 for the out if you're scoring at home. Off Franguli's glove, looked like it was going to be a base hit. Walker hustled, got it over, and then Catino made a nice pick it out of the dirt and lift it up to show the umpire she had the ball. Swing and a miss. Isabella Rego struck out swinging her 1 trip. So 2 innings in a row. And Gooley hasn't struck out the first hitter after doing it in the first 3. Quickly 2 strikes. Waiting for the wind and the dust to die down. I don't know if that's possible as it blows again. Just as it settled down, they were ready to go, and now it's blowing around again. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Two outs. Top of the order, Taylor Dolan struck out and walked. After she walked, she stole a base. Up and away for a ball. Frank Gooley got out of it with a strikeout and helped herself fielding a ground ball. Hit into left field for a base hit. So she went the other way with it. Gets a 2-out hit. Second hit for Spellman. Avery Bonds, the pitcher, struck out in the first inning but reached off the catcher and he threw it away at first base. Last time up she was called on strikes. 2 outs to tying run at first here in the top of the 5th. Low for a ball. Dolan's at first. He stole second the last time, and then Colleen Newberry's coming out to talk to the troops. And that gets Spellman coach to talk to the hitter. And St. Mary's outfield has a conference as well. So meeting of the minds everywhere. Let's see if they try to get Dolan to second base, which would be the tying run. Umpire out. I know he's not paying attention to him. Now they break it up. They take off. Out at second base. Good throw, good tag by Korean Oviedo. So the tying run is cut down for the third out. That hit goes by the boards. Franguli only faces 3 in the inning, even with the hit. She's got 11 strikeouts through 5 innings. St. Mary's will have the top of the order as they look to try and get something going and get a little bit of breathing room here. Barnes will start her 5th inning of work. She got her first 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. She's retired 6 in a row after giving up leadoff hit to Franguli in the 3rd inning. 3 of those 6 outs are strikeouts. Ashley Padilla has had a thing with the second baseman Frick. She grounded out Frick to first base, and then hit a little soft pop-up to Frick at second base. And that little pop-up to second base came with the bases loaded and 1 out. And here comes that wind again. So 1-2-3 for the Spartans as we start the bottom of the 5th. That one bounces. Wind blowing that dirt around again. Up and away for the ball. Padilla, Brooke Maloney, Anna Franguli. Swing and a miss. Hit right back to the pitcher. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th. 7 in a row retired by Barnes. Maloney single, stole second and scored on Frank Wooley's hit in the 1st inning to make it 1-0. She bounced out second and first. It was her and Padilla making the 2nd and 3rd outs with the bases loaded after a strikeout. Bases loaded, nobody out. Looked like St. Mary's might be opening up. They did get 1, they were lucky. Barnes threw a wild pitch, and that's the difference in the game, the wild pitch. as it's 2-1. In for a strike. The fans behind third base on the left field line are getting buried with the dirt blowing away. They're blowing right in their face. In for a strike. I was waiting for the call. A little delay. Hit the second. It bounces. Took a bad hop. I'm not going to give her an error now. She went down to get it. It hit something. Came up and hit her in the chest. I'm going to give Maloney a base hit. That was an easy play for the second baseman Frick. When she went down to get it, it hit something and just bounced right up into her chest. And here's Maloney at first. Will she steal second? In for a strike. Same scenario. She was at first with one out in the first inning. No question she was going. Frank Woolley hits it foul. Frank Woolley doubled in a run in the first, singled, got as far as third base. But after she got the hit, Bonds retired the next three hitters. That hit by Maloney breaks 7 in a row retired by Bonds. She's been very good on the mound. Hit in the air to right field. Long run. Rego tracks it down for the second out. They get Frank Woolley for the first time. They have to send Maloney now, 2 outs. Laurie Surreal struck out twice. 1 swinging, 1 called. She's off and running. Not in time. Her second stolen base. She's there now with 2 outs. Last time it was 1 out. Frank Woolley got the big hit. Now Surreal looking for a big hit. Popped up, it's going to go out of play. Chase that pitch, it was high. Low for a ball. Hit off the shortstop. Gotta hurry. They don't get it, they throw it away. The runner's gonna score. It ate up the shortstop. Surreal will reach on the error. St. Mary's got their 2-run cushion back. Thanks to Maloney again. Scores her second run. And that just ate the shortstop loud up. And then when she tried to hurry the throw, she threw it away. Surreal wound up at second base. Maloney scores her second run easily. And St. Mary's got a little bit of breathing room. They got their 2-run cushion back. And it brings a confidence everywhere. St. Mary's, Spellman on the mound, Spellman in the outfield. Michaela Walker has flied to right and bounced to the pitcher. Pitchers have helped themselves. Bonds has made a couple of assists, putouts. Panguli's been involved in 3. 2 she threw out, 1 she deflected it. Walker made a nice play on. She gets an assist on the play. So the pitching has been getting involved. Walker looking for a big 2-out hit. Low for a ball. And here's that wind blowing that turn around again. Hit foul past first base. So the 1-out hit by Maloney steals second after an out, 2 outs. Infield error and the throwaway at first base gives St. Mary's their 2-run cushion back. Off to catch a nice stop. Quinn keeps it in front of her. In for a strike. Chases that high pitch and fouls it off the backstop. Swing and a miss, she strikes her out. So St. Mary's gets a break again. With 2 outs, a wild pitch got them the second run, which was a difference going into this inning. And now with 2 outs, an error gets them a run and gives them their 2-run cushion back. So we move into the 6th inning. St. Mary's leads Spellman 3-1. 2, 3, and 4 for Spellman as we start the 6th inning. Avery Barnes, the pitcher, has struck out twice. The first time she reached because it bounced off the catcher and they threw it away at first base. Check swing foul off the backstop. Spellman hasn't really done much. The strikeout that reached in the first inning, the interference call that reached in the second, a 1-out walk in the third, the big home run in the fourth. Then they got their second hit in the 6th that was thrown out trying to steal. Five base runners in 5 innings. 1 each inning. With only 2 base hits. Up and away for a ball. Gooey's giving up a walk and 2 hits. The others with 2 errors. in for a strike. Chased that pitch. It was up and in. So that's the fourth inning she started with a strikeout. First three. Last two she didn't. Now she gets back in the groove. Her 12th strikeout. They've allowed a strikeout and bounced to the pitcher. So Pagruli's had 12 strikeouts, and she's also got 3 assists. The only one she wasn't involved in was the pop up to the second baseman. Padilla gets to it. Strong throw over to Catino. One of only 2 outs that Paguli hasn't been involved in. And here's Rosalind Quinn. She got the first hit of the game, and it was a solid shot high and deep over the left field fence. At the time, got them back within 2-1. She popped the second her first time up. Popped up. It's going to go out of play. So she's given up 2 hits, and one of them was thrown out trying to steal second base. Off-speed pitch, in for a strike. Hit foul off the backstop. Didn't miss by much. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Foul tip held on to by Braid. Good job. She gets 2 more strikeouts. One, two, three, inning. Spellman down to their last 3 outs. "13 strikeouts for Paguli, along with 3 assists. A throw out by the third baseman, a pop up to second, the only outs that she wasn't involved in. She gave up the walk, but then got the next 2 hitters. One of the hits I mentioned before, a single, the runner was thrown out trying to steal second base. The runners in the first and second innings were errors. So I'm not sure what they're doing now. They're going to put Dolan, the center fielder, who's left-handed, at shortstop. I don't know if Loud was hurt. Emma Fisher is going to go play left field. And Hope Dennis was the left fielder. She's going to move over. So Loud is out of the game. Six, 7, and 8 for St. Mary's. Roma Braid singled. Gabby Marichal running for her score to run. She grounded out short to first. In for a strike. In on the hands, bounced it off her foot. Barnes was ready, then she stepped off. That bounces in. Nice stop by Quinn. Missing again. Barnes has given up 6 hits, but 3 of them were in the second and third innings. That didn't hurt at all. 2 in the first. Got a run in. Missing wide for a ball. Hit to short. Out at first base. Nice stretch and picked by Nascent. And the center fielder, Taylor Dolan, who just moved in to play shortstop, left-handed, throws Braid out. One up, one down in the 6th. I don't know, but I think we got a pinch hitter. And I won't know who it is because there's nobody announcing anything. We can't see the numbers. We're too far away. I'm too old. Low for ball. If she gets on base, we'll find out who she is. But they're hitting for Riley Williams, who had walked and struck out. Hit slowly to short. Safe, she beat it. She's going to try and go to second base. And they don't throw it. It was Gabby Marichal. Pinch hitting. She gets the hit. And the error puts her at second base. So Taylor Dolan, the last place she thought she'd be today probably was at shortstop. Angie Catino bunted for a hit. fly to center field. Hit. That's a nice play, but the first baseman couldn't hold it. The error on the first baseman, and great hustle by Marichal. She's going to score. That's the center fielder again, making a great play at shortstop. Threw the ball. She was out. And the first baseman just couldn't hold on to the ball. And hustling around third was Marichal, scoring her second run. She was a pinch runner. For Braid, you can run for the catcher or pitcher as many times as necessary with no penalty, either the runner or the hitter. Riley Zukas has struck out twice. Tries to push it down the first base line and fouls it. Shamir gets a little more breathing room. But again, it's an error, giving him the run. Two errors, actually. Marichal got the infield hit and he threw it away at first base. Wound up at second and came around to score. When he threw the ball to first, and the first baseman just dropped it. Good base running by Marichal. She didn't stop. She was at second. She just took off on the ground ball to short and kept going. And no play at all at her at the plate. But it's another unearned run. St. Mary's will take it. One out, one on, one in. She gets the bunt down. Nice job by the pitcher. She'll get credit for a sacrifice. That's the pitchers again, making a very nice play. Catino is at second base. Ashley Podzilla will be the hitter. She has bounced to second, popped to second, and bounced to the pitcher. She loves that first pitch. I think he calls that a strike. Popped up. It's going to drop. Katina will only get to third. Just a little bloop. Oh, 4 or 5 feet behind second base. Podzilla's got a base hit. First and third for Brooke Maloney, who was singled twice. Sam was in between. She grounded out second and first. She scored 2 of the 4 runs. She scored the first to give them a 1-0 lead. She scored the third to get them their 2-run cushion back. Runs up and takes it low for a ball. I'm kind of surprised the runner at second didn't score, because with 2 outs as soon as the ball was hit, should have been taking off. and running. Blocked, safe at the plate. Late jump by Catino, but she beat it. Another wild pitch gives them another run. Spellman's being very gracious guest. Two runs in the inning. Off the catcher again. Pazzola winds up at third. Hit foul off the backstop. Line shot in front of the right fielder. It's an RBI. Maloney having a night. She's got her third hit. She scored two and knocked in a run. St. Mary's putting a lot of distance between them and Spellman. Two out lightning. Padill's little pop kept it alive. Maloney's base hit. Knocks in the run. Fanguli doubled in a run, singled. Last time up, she flies to right. Another stolen base for Maloney. It's almost automatic. You put her on, it's like it's automatically a double. She's at second base. 3 stolen bases in the 3 hits she got. Low for a ball. So St. Mary's kind of putting this one away. It's going to look like an easy win for St. Mary's, leading 6-1, but it was anything but. Hit. Nice running catch by Hope Dennis. That would have been another run, extra bases. So St. Mary's puts 3 on the board. It's now 6-1. 3 outs left for Spellman as we move into the 7th inning. 5, 6, and 7, and Spellman's going to need a lot of offense here in 7th inning if they're going to make any kind of a comeback. And the way Fanguli's going, that's highly unlikely. Dolan goes 6. She gives up 9 hits, walked 1, struck out 6. A couple of errors hurt her. A couple of wild pitches hurt her. So Mary's breaks it open, getting 3 in the 6th inning. Make it a lot more difficult for Spellman, virtually impossible. Peyton D'Ambra has struck out twice. The only inning Fanguli only got 1 strikeout was the 5th. She struck out 3 in the 1st, 1 reached. Struck out the side in the 2nd. Got 2 in every other inning. And has 3 assists. So she's been involved in 16 of the 18 outs. That's not too bad. Foul tip held on to by Braid. Hit in the air. It's dropped. Shortstop had it, Maloney had it, and they dropped it. Somebody's got to make a call, and somebody's got to get out of the way. It looked like it's an easier play for Maloney coming to the ball. Maloney and Korean Avito came together and dropped it. Swing and a miss. They get the bunt down. Franguli gets the out. That's her fourth assist. She was looking for a hit. She gets credit for a sacrifice. Ava Vincent has struck out twice. One call, one swinging. Popped up, it's going to go out of play.
Ball out at home. Maybe you rip your pants on the process.
Hit the third. Padilla holds the runner. Nice shot. They dropped the ball at first.
Here you go.
So 2 errors in the inning.
Hit it back up, Laurie.
This one could be over.
Roll up, Russ.
Padilla did a nice play. Fielded it. Froze the runner at second. Made the good throw. Catino just couldn't hold on. Ella Frick, the second baseman, struck out. Hit one off the pitcher's glove, and Michaela Walker had a nice play getting to it quickly and flipping it to Catino, who dug the throw out of the dirt. Good play all the way around. Hit foul. Coming close to one of those cars. Wide for a ball. In for a strike. Late call by the umpire. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He's got at least one in every inning. And she only got one twice. "14 strikeouts for Franguli. Two-way, Spellman down to the last out. Isabella Rego, the right fielder, struck out swinging twice. In for a strike. In for a strike. 0-2. That's going to do it. What a finish for her. 15 strikeouts, along with 4 assists. Involved in 19 outs. A ground to the third and a pop to second is the only 2 outs that she wasn't involved in. She strikes out 15, walks 1, gives up 2 base hits. One of the hits was thrown out trying to steal second base. Outstanding performance by Frank Woolley. St. Mary's got a little bit of luck offensively. A 1-out single by Maloney. She stole her first of 3 bases, scored on Frank Woolley's double to make it 1-0. They made it 2-0 in the second. Braid got a base hit, an infield hit. Williams drew a walk. Catino laid down a perfect bunt, beat it to load the bases with nobody out. But then she got the next 3 hitters out, Bonds did, but she threw a wild pitch to bring in the run to make it 2-0. The only run for Spellman, they cut the lead to 2-1. Rosalind Quinn hit a blast over the left field fence for a home run to make it 2-1. St. Mary's got that run back in the 5th. Again, Maloney got a base hit, stole second. Surreal's ground to the third base was bobbled and thrown away. Maloney scored her second run, made it 3-1. They added 3 more in the 6th after a ground out. Marichal hitting for Williams got a base hit, infield hit. It was thrown away at first base. She reached second. Catino, the throw over to first base, dropped by the first baseman. Marichal hustling scored the first run. Zukas bunted. Catino wound up at second. She went to third on Padilla's hit. Scored on another wild pitch. Maloney got a base hit, knocking in a run. Padilla scoring. They got 3 in inning to make it 6-1, and that was the final score. For St. Mary's, Padilla had a single, scored a run. Brooke Maloney had 3 hits and 4 at-bats, scored 2, knocked in a run, had 3 stolen bases. Frank Woolley had an RBI double and a single, and pitched an outstanding game. Roma Braid had a base hit. Marichal running for her scored a run. Riley Williams drew a walk. Marichal hitting for Williams got a base hit, scored a run. Angie Catino had a bunt single, reached on an error, scored a run. And that got it done for St. Mary's as they win it, opening up 6 with a big 3-run 6th inning to open up a 6-1 lead, and that was the final score. St. Mary's will go to 14-1. Cardinal Spellman will drop to 11-6. St. Mary's on a streak now. They've won like 4 or 5 in a row, and they win this one. An outstanding pitching performance by Frank Woolley again. 15 strikeouts, walked 1, had 4 assists involved in 19 of the 21 outs as she leads St. Mary's to their 14th win. So 6-1 St. Mary's over Spellman. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.